Hey, I'm getting ready to wash my truck. But a couple of years ago, I was talking to an old Presbyterian pastor. He came up after church and I greeted him, both he and his wife. And I asked him how he was doing. And he said that he had given himself an A for retirement. He talked about how he had gotten rid of all of his books and, day planners, all that stuff there. And he says that he plays pool every day and he exercises. And so, but then what was interesting is that he turned the question on me. He asked, how was I doing? I told him I was doing fine. Then he volunteered some information that was unsolicited, but that was substantive. He said, young man, he said, you love what you do, don't you? And I said, yes, sir. He said, you're passionate about what you do. I said, yes, sir. He said, you love what you do, but it's important for you to break at times, he says, because you have to learn to find a pace in your passion. And I thought, wow, that was phenomenal. It was so on point. He was telling the truth because I had failed to find a pace in my passion. That's what I want to talk to you just for a minute about, finding the pace in your passion. Some of us are very passionate about what we do. I know that I am. But if we're not careful, our passion can lead us to an early grave. It can lead us to an early grave because, sometimes we are all gas and no brake. And so one of the things that is important to do is to learn to step away from your passion from time to time. It'll always be a part of you. Ministering, preaching, leading people, teaching, that's my passion. But in order for me to have longevity in what I'm doing, I have to learn to step away from it at times. One of the things that Jesus did after great miracles and after great moves is that he did it even before great moves and miracles. He prayed before those moves, he prayed after those moves, and then he also went along with his disciples and found rest. So you got to step away from your passion from time to time. Something else is that you got to learn to diversify your time, learn to diversify who you are. I have talked with people who have been at the pinnacle of their careers and their success, tremendous pastors who are great orators, business leaders, athletes, on and so forth. What surprised me is that when I got them by themselves is that in many instances, they were a one-trick wonder. They became exceptionally well at what they did because all they did was focus on what they did. It's just like an artist. It's just like a musician. It's just like a singer. If they dedicate all their time to their craft and do nothing outside of that craft, they become a one-trick pony. And that's what happens to so many people is that, they can't hold a conversation about world affairs. They can't hold a conversation about sports. One of the things that I don't like doing is hanging around people at the football game and they're talking about Jesus. Now, keep in mind, nobody loves the Lord more than me, but football is the time for football, and so sometimes the failure to diversify, to understand various ways of life and walks of life, it makes life difficult. The other thing is this, the difference in people is exposure. Regardless of how much passion you have to be exposed to a variety of things and different things that help to make you a well-rounded individual and a well-rounded person. Well, listen, I got to go wash this truck, but that was on my mind. And I pray this word today gave you strength for the journey.